All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Beers by the Ivy. We got my buddy Jake back in town, back on the pod. Jake, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. As always, like, share, subscribe. Just took a 20-day hiatus like I was Aaron Rodgers in the off season. No big deal. Just had to go, defend the nation and protect our honor. So I'm back.
Yes.
We're doing it. And yeah, I had no internet while I was out there, so I missed a lot. Luckily had a little bit of cable every now and then, so caught a little bit of games, caught some highlights here and there. Every freaking Dodgers game that's been on this season was on TV, of course. So yay me. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
what are the highlights right now? You got to fill me in, dude.
No, I got you 100%. That's all we do at Beers by the Ivy. Yeah, so baseball season obviously upon us. Jake's a Yankees fan, so obviously he's obsessed with torpedo bats. He's probably ordered three of them. They're going to be in his background in about a week. But yeah, baseball. Cubs just had their opening day at Wrigley. That's their third opening day of the year. They had one in Japan, one in Arizona, and one at Wrigley. NFL draft upon us. We can talk about that. I got a good Steelers pick, even though I'm not a Steelers fan. And then Masters actually on the rise. So yeah, golf up and coming. But yeah, where do you want to start, man? You want to talk about
Well, I mean,
Yankees
yeah,
baseball?
since you already kind of segued into it, we'll talk about some baseball first. So I just watched
Yeah.
the Yankees beating the Pirates. I think one of the funniest parts about that was Yankees up like they were up like 3-0 early. I'm talking early in the game. And you got the crowd chanting sell the team. You guys have been competing for last place in your division for the better part of the last 2 decades. Why are you chanting sell the team? It's the Pittsburgh Pirates. That just an abysmal franchise.
Don't you think
Um,
though, like I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. I think you are too, right? If we talk, remember we talked.
yes.
Yeah, like in Steelers, like if they actually had a good owner, like that's a great sports city, and that stadium's like sick.
That stadium is beautiful.
So like they
I
could
mean,
actually probably be like pretty. They could be like the Phillies today.
I would put them up there with like I think that I was watching actually the Giants and the Mariners a little bit ago, and that's what made me think of it. Like I would love to catch like a Giants game, in San Fran in
Oh
Oracle
yeah.
Park. You know what I mean? McCovey Cove. Really dive into it. But yeah, I don't know, man. It just didn't sit well with me. Like sell the team. You guys need to back your team like as much as you can before you get treated like the A's. You got the A's playing them. And let's talk about the A's for a second. Every single time I saw a Cubs highlight the last like week, it was them blowing the backs out of the Athletics. Like
Oh
I'm talking
baby,
about
it
double
was
digits every
so
time. I was like,
sweet.
what is going on here?
Everyone's hitting. We had our catcher, backup catcher. I mean, Carson Kelly. I don't know if he's going to end up being the starter or the Amayas or whichever one. But he had a cycle, and that hasn't been done in the Cubs uniform since like '83. Kyle Tucker, right? We gave up so much for Kyle Tucker. The two guys we gave up for Kyle Tucker are currently on the Astros roster, like the real one.
Yeah.
Our first pick last year yeah, first pick last year on the roster. The pitcher we gave up that we traded, I believe you guys gave us Weneski or something like that.
Yeah.
You guys gave us in a trade. I think that was for who was I don't even know for
Bellinger.
sure. No, it might have been yeah, it might have been Bellinger or it might have been like we traded somebody at the trade deadline, like some pitcher.
Oh, well, 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, so that might
Um,
yeah that
Funky
might have
sidearm guy, Greg Weissert.
something like that. Yeah, so that's him. We gave up Paredes, who was like an all-star third baseman who just didn't really fit us. But so we've given up a lot for Kyle Tucker, and but God, the guy can stand at the plate, zero fear. I mean, he searches for pitches. He's
Yeah.
looking for curveballs. He's looking for fastballs, and I love it because as a Cubs fan, we have not had a guy at a plate who is like no fear, like I'm cannot wait for the next pitch type of a hitter. And so I'm excited to see his progression and figure out if we actually sign him because he's only on a 1 year deal.
Yeah, I mean he's really fitting the team, fitting the culture and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
So you get those two pieces together, and nobody knows what could come next with all of that.
Yeah, we
Um,
better win, man. We better win the division. We have $100 million more in payroll than the next team in our division. We have no
yeah,
excuses. Utterly
the
none.
way if I had to rank out the teams right now in y'all's division, it would be the Cubs at the top. I
Has
I
to
don't
be.
see I don't see the Brewers making anywhere near as much noise this year as they did last year. They've taken a couple steps back. They've had a brutal schedule to start the year, and it really didn't help getting 9 runs scored on them in like 3 innings against the Yankees. Like that was a really bad look. But that's Nestor Cortez for you. That's what he does best. Just blows games.
You didn't bet on that one, did you?
No, I did not have any betting capacity out at sea.
Oh,
There was
that's right. That's
I,
right.
I was lucky to even have Wi-Fi at some points, and like that ran out 2 days into it because people use so much Snapchat and everything, and it just like drains all the data. So
Oh, geez,
pretty
that's not
crazy.
fun.
But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, no
Yeah.
betting out at sea, unfortunately.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, that's good or bad thing, just depending on your luck.
Yeah,
But
it is.
yeah, it is what it is, right? But yeah, what about your guys' division? How are you feeling for yours?
I mean, there's always the threat of Baltimore. I think that they've just got such a good farm system that it's going to be hard to count them out for the next probably 5 to 10 years,
Yeah.
assuming they keep their core together.
Yeah.
But on top of that, they had some really good free agent pickups. Like Tyler O'Neill's been hitting really well, but he's like one of those guys that'll do that. Like he'll go through spurts where he hits and then he doesn't, and then he hits and he doesn't. But 6 opening days in a row with the home run is freaking insane. Literally broke his own record that he had set. So that's kind of bizarre.
I can't even believe that's a record. You're telling me he's hit 6 years in
Six
a
straight
row,
opening
first game.
days, home runs.
That is nuts.
Yeah, that was
That
crazy.
may never be broken. Like that's a ridiculous record.
Oh yeah, that's wild. The only person who could break it is him next year.
Well,
In
no,
my
but I'm
eyes.
just saying, like, that's one of those records that may stay for a long time. Like, you wouldn't even like remember it, honestly.
Yeah, it's weird like that. Like I think Ricky Henderson's stolen base, like all
Stolen
time
bases.
records, probably never gonna be broken.
I mean, I thought Wayne Gretzky's goal record may never be broken, and literally Ovechkin's about to break it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he's
crazy town,
2 goals away, and 2 goals away,
dude.
right?
Yeah, they might be playing today. I might have to. I gotta figure out his.
They're playing right now. I got a
Yeah.
notification a little bit ago that he
All
scored
right.
again.
Yeah. So I gotta maybe go and tune into that game after this because
Yeah, he's
that
two wet.
dude, that is he's two away from tying the record, three from breaking. Is that what it is? Something like that, maybe.
Yeah, 2 away from tying it, 3 from breaking it.
I mean, that's insane because what people don't know is he's not like Tom Brady, like vegan diet. He's literally like eats junk food, drinks soda on the bench. He used to, I
Yeah,
think. Like he's totally a guy who has never treated his body like an elite athlete.
definitely not.
And the fact that he is like still chugging away, just putting pucks in the net, it is just hilarious.
He
You
called
know?
for one. They were showing the highlight on ESPN. He called for it and like just immediately shot that one timer, just like slotted it perfectly from like 30 out, like at the top post. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that accuracy was crazy. He just like knew it was gonna happen too. Just like
Yeah,
feed
yeah.
me, I got
He
this.
Yeah, he's so dangerous on the power play because he doesn't even like move his feet at all. He just stands there and you're just like somehow the puck's gonna get to him.
Yeah, he generates so much freaking power just from like a standstill, like no wind up, and it's just like pinpoint accuracy too.
I know, I know. So that's gonna be something really cool for hockey, him breaking that record.
Yeah.
Um,
It's been a big year for hockey between the Four Nations face-off, which is just absolutely electric, and then
dude,
this is an all-time chase that we may never see again. So
I know.
seeing that, well, I say that, but McDavid's probably going to be like the next person chasing that down,
Yeah, we'll see. Whew,
if
man, this is so
anybody.
many goals though. I mean, so many
That's a
goals.
lot, and that's playing for a lot of years too.
Yeah, that's playing for a lot of years. But yeah, that hockey with the United States, Canada was amazing. I actually got some views on that. I got my channel got kind of cold for during the month of February, which makes sense just because there's nothing on TV for sports wise. But that
Yeah,
hockey was definitely that was incredible. But you know,
yeah, that was so much fun.
hockey's one of those things like people are always like tracking the progression, like oh this is better, this has got to help the sport, this has got to grow the game. It's so much like golf. Like it doesn't grow. It kind of grows the game, but it kind of doesn't grow the game. I feel
Right?
like hockey is like a time and a moment for each person's life. Like if you're in a city of which the team is really good in, then hockey becomes part of your life. But it's hard for it to become part of your life just being a random person in a city
Yeah,
without
I
a
feel
team.
that.
It's like baseball. Like baseball is kind of a regional sport now. Like
Yeah,
you follow it very intensely. Like people on like the Blue Jays and everything, but for me, like specifically, it's more of just like I am a Cubs fan, and then I know some of the main other players, but like I don't know what's going on, for the Colorado Rockies.
yeah. I mean, I'll put it out there. If I didn't play MLB The Show and if I didn't gamble
Yeah.
on sports, I would not know all these like all the players and the stat lines and hitting percentages, who's better against righties, who's better against lefties, what pitchers are more prone to giving ground balls, what pitchers are more
Yeah.
prone to giving fly balls. Like those are all stats that like I have to know to be good at what I do for like a hobby. So throw that to the side. If I don't do either of those, I'm probably just a Yankees fan. What's really hurting it is these regional blackouts.
Oh God, the freaking worst, man. The
I got
worst.
in last night and I was like, I can't wait to watch the Yankees game. I'm about to buy my extra innings pass or whatever.
Yeah.
The MLB, it's like the MLB's version NFL ticket. I was like, I'm buying the pass. It's
Right.
Yankees and Diamondbacks. There's no way it's blacked out. I get home and sure as shit, that game is blacked out. I
Wait,
have
what?
no
Who are
idea
they
why.
playing?
Yankees and Diamondbacks last night, and that
Where is
game
it?
was blacked out for me in Virginia. I have no
Oh,
idea why.
so did you buy the package and then it was blocked out?
No, instead I bought it today because they were
Oh,
playing against the Pirates and I could watch it. I was gonna buy it last night. Not that it's like crazy. It's like $30 a month, which is actually like a pretty good
is
deal
that
in
for
terms of
all the
like
games? Is
all
that
the
for?
games except for what's regionally blacked out for you, which is normally
Okay.
like the nationally televised game, and then for y'all it would probably be like Cubs, White Sox.
Yeah, yeah. No, here it is for me actually. I couldn't watch the Cubs for like a couple of years,
That's
because like
crazy.
they were on WGN. They left WGN. I don't even know where they went, or something happened with WGN, and then they didn't have anything for me to watch, and then I couldn't watch like MLB. I couldn't do the ticket or something for some BS reason, being in Indiana. So finally, they came out with like Marquee Network, and I just paid $20 a month to watch the Cubs.
Yeah.
And so it's like essentially a Cubs baseball channel, like Yes Network. So
Yeah.
that's actually how I watch it. But to even watch Marquee, you have to be like within the Marquee region, and I am in Indiana right now, which is in the region. And actually, I'm moving to Chicago too. That's a big news. But moving to
Oh yeah,
Chicago here
dude.
soon, and so then that obviously is part of the region as well. So yeah, so now I can watch the Cubs, but it was pretty weird for not watching the Cubs for at least a couple years for me.
Yeah, one of my best friends lived with us for a while, and in order for us to watch Yes Network, he had to sign into his mother's account because his mom lives in New York, because that's where they're from originally, but he's in the Navy.
Yeah,
And she has like the cable package. It's like up there, like through like the local cable provider, but then like he could buy Yes Network and then sign into her. It was so annoying, like the hoops and ladders I had to. So it's either to do that or watch it illegally, which
yeah.
I'm not gonna say I watch videos illegally, but
I yeah, I think it's the number one thing that MLB needs to do next. They got the pitch block great. Next thing you do is you just put a package out there, couple $100 for the entire year, and you can watch everything you ever want.
Yep. Screw the regional blackouts. Doesn't matter where you're at. You get every game if you're paying. If you could do that, I'd pay $400. Easy.
I know they have to do that because
I
I
would
mean
do it.
that's what the NFL is so good about is most of the key games are on national television. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
But I
watch
mean,
every single NFL game.
even with the NFL ticket, you still have like that blackout issue.
Really? I didn't know that. See, I don't have the ticket. I just do Red Zone, man.
I have
I
to
do,
get the ticket to watch the Colts game because I'm very devoted to watching no
oh,
matter how
that's
much it
right.
hurts, no matter how much it
Oh, dude,
hurts.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dude.
We'll
And
have to
like it
figure out
was
how I'm gonna watch the Colts games now. But
so at a certain point in my life when I was potentially watching, illegal streams of the games
right,
online, it would suck because I'd be like 6 minutes behind the actual time of the game. So I'd get a notification popped up like final score, and it'd be like, we were winning on my screen, but final score we lose. I'm just like, damn it. Or my dad would text me, shout out to my dad,
yeah.
and he'd be like, oh, what a play, and I'd be like, we just fair caught the kickoff. What are you talking about? Like,
Ugh.
what do you mean? But it's all part of it.
Dude, technology is so funny. Like today, Cubs are 3-1, going into the eighth inning. Shota Iganaga, can't never even say
Hmm.
his name right. But
Imanaga.
yeah, exactly. You know, I always butcher names I don't understand. But yeah, so he's carrying the team and he's going into the eighth. He's their starter. I'm like, this is great. I get a Slack message from like one of my coworkers. Hey, can you jump on the phone in 5? I was like, yeah, no problem. So I paused the TV, you know, I paused the TV and I'm like, great, I'm gonna come back and watch the end of the game after I talk to said person. I'm talking to said person, my phone is up and I get a notification that says Cubs win. And I'm just
Oh,
like,
dude.
God, dude, ugh. You know, it's just like that's why technology bugs me. So now I made sure ESPN, Marquee, all the apps are just off. No
Yeah.
notifications.
I was at the point where like when I had games on, I'd be like phone do not disturb on and then phone face down just to like make sure like nothing's coming through and surprising me. Like I think I would do that and then I would have like maybe I'd have like DraftKings open or like FanDuel open just to like,
Yeah.
subset it. But yeah, it's pretty bad for a while there.
Yeah, it's
It's all
just
right.
funny.
We
It's
got to
just
figure
like,
it out now.
yeah, I know. So now I think I'm good now. But that's just classic. But yeah, glad baseball's back. I made a video today talking about it. It's just the soundtrack to my summer.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
there's something about I just love to drive around with a game on. I love to put a game on when I'm just doing stuff around the house. Sometimes, I'm obviously watching. Sometimes I'm really not, I'm just kind of like doing my thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about the Giants or the Mariners, but there I was watching the bottom of the ninth. Mike Yastrzemski up to bat, hit two balls deep off the foul pole, like over into McCovey Cove. It could have been like walk off home runs if they would have went, but it was like literally one ball was like 1 foot right to the foul pole. So, I mean, baseball is just awesome. I love watching baseball. Some people hate it. Maybe it's like an old man sport. I don't know. I'm getting up there in my age now,
Yeah,
but.
exactly.
But I love baseball, dude. I'll watch
I
it all day.
I agree. I like maybe I thought it was kind of boring as a kid at certain moments, but now like I love the pace. I love the fact that like I don't have to be like focused on the game the entire game. Like hockey's kind of like it's like a workout of watching the sport. Baseball, I can kind of just chill out. It's kind of got that football like play after play kind of there's breaks
Yeah. I,
and there's
yeah, the
something
thing
about it.
for me, the thing about hockey is you got to find the puck, man. If you can't see the puck, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, see that's the difference. Like since I grew up playing hockey, like that's never been an issue because I just like the flow of the game to me in my brain is just so locked down. But yeah, if you're like honestly, if you've never played hockey, then completely it'd be very hard to figure it all out,
Yeah, for sure.
you know.
What are your thoughts on these torpedo bats? Because I've been hearing a lot of
Dude, I'm so about them.
I came back, I'm
I'm the
painting the
most
picture,
pro
right?
torpedo bat person you're gonna talk to.
I came back to 175 Facebook notifications after being gone for 20 days, and I think 70 of them may have been one of my friends like trashing me with memes about torpedo bats. So
Well, I
it
was good.
I, it for me, if you're gonna ban torpedo bats, you got to ban axe bats. Like that's just the bottom line because you're still reshaping the bat in one way or another. Um,
Yeah,
the science behind it is like the craziest part to me, literally analyzing what a batter does more often, get jammed, get full extension on a ball, whatever it is, and moving the barrel down, like the sweet spot of the barrel down towards, whatever that tendency is. That's crazy science to me. And there's a science around it for the pitchers too. If they're getting jammed more often, they move the barrel down, pitch them outside. You're gonna get
100%.
the
Yeah.
calls.
I mean, I love it. Like if you know a guy swings a certain way, build the bat to his swing.
Yeah,
Like it makes sense to me. I was mad that the Cubs weren't the ones pushing the envelope, but then I find out that the Cubs did push the envelope last year, but Nico Horner couldn't do anything with it, and Dansby Swanson couldn't do anything with it
yeah.
to make noise. I mean, like Nico was kind of hurt and Swanson was kind of hurt too, but like still like so so still, I mean, sorry, my dog I think is chewing on something. But so we'll see. But I like it, and I like home runs. I honestly like seeing the score 7-5. I don't mind games 10-7.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be here for 1-0 wins. I like when there's base runners. I like when there's like doubling up. I like doubles. I like runs and opportunities that put me on my seat in the sixth inning, or out of my seat
I'm
in the sixth inning.
I'm a big believer of it's the Indian, not the arrow.
Yeah.
But you can optimize the arrow to like, make it work better. Playing in slow pitch softball, they do the exact same thing. Different bats come out, different compositions. You'll have some that have like an end load to them, so you'll have like a 1 ounce cap on the end to help like, push that whip through and actually like get that snap, produce it. And some people can swing it, some people can't. Eventually you find exactly what works for you and you kind of stick with that. I don't see a problem with the MLB players doing that. My counter to that, bring back spider tag. If the batters can have that advantage, give it to the pitchers to make it fair. I personally did not give a shit if they were using spider tag.
I don't care either. You can make an argument that it was actually safer.
It was. It gave them more grip of the ball. I watched four batters get hit by on the Yankees in one inning earlier when they were playing against the Pirates.
Jeez, I'm surprised
So,
it's on a
and
field.
that's not something you want to see because it's always one pitch, 95 miles an hour to the wrong part of your wrist can just absolutely mess your whole entire month up.
Yeah.
And that's not something you want to see.
Yeah, I just
So,
want to see runs. Like that's what I want to see. So like I'm actually would be like not wanting that, but at the same I'm not against it either though. I just want to see I want to see runs, man. I like games where there's runs. I like games where shit, a team's up two scores, two runs, and then there's, two guys on base for your team. Oh, this is an opportunity to tie it up. This is an opportunity to take the lead. I like that kind of baseball.
yeah.
I don't like I'm not like excited that some pitcher had X amount of strikeouts.
I like watching pitchers go deep
Yeah.
and like I like watching dominating pitching performances, don't get me wrong. But I don't have to see that every single night. We're
No.
never going to see guys performing like they used to.
Yeah, and so but they can just change the Hall of Fame statistics based on the era. So like I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't need like if pitchers don't have as good as stats for next 10 years, fine. If batters have better stats, then I think you can just judge Hall of Fame stuff on it. On because that's the only thing that would matter, right? Like people would be like, well, we can't change the game because it would like sway people's statistics historically, and it's like, well, who cares?
Yeah. I
You
mean, you're
know?
already throwing all the dudes from the Negro Leagues into the
Mm,
actual Hall of Fame, even
right.
though they never played against MLB talent. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I wish it would have happened just to see like, what would happen because you hear all the legends about, Josh Gibson,
Mm-hmm.
um, how he was like, the Negro Leagues version of Babe Ruth. I think that would have been awesome to see them playing, in the same league, with the same competition level. But, hindsight's always 2020.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
a
I want to clear
crazy.
the air. I'm not drinking wine. This is Penelope bourbon. Pretty good if you've never tried it.
Yeah,
Pretty
people.
smooth. I know it looks pretty suspect because it looks like a wine bottle, but
We were definitely gonna get some comments about that.
this was not wine by the Ivy. This is still bourbon by the Ivy. I'm just trying new things. So
I know, I
yeah.
know. I don't have beer in my house right now, because I'm moving, which is kind of crazy. I usually like drink a beer with you when you're doing your thing over there. So next time, next time. I did have a milkshake before this though. I
Oh,
went
did
to
it bring all the boys to the yard?
No, I didn't. But I went to
Uh,
Arby's and I had like there's one that just opened, and so it was like unbelievable coupons. Like it was like 2.99 for a sandwich, 2.49 for a milkshake. And I'm like, I'll go check it out. I haven't had Arby's in like 10 years, and I forgot how much like I didn't like it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, no wonder why I haven't had it for so long. Like it's the dumbest thing. It's not even like full. Like it's just like ugh.
threw that shit on the back burner.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, I ate it as a snack. I was just like, oh, I'll just stop by. Like, why not? I didn't want to be like hungry for this either. And milkshake was good, but you know what's funny? I go to the drive-through window, and it's a voice system where there's no person, and it's like robotic, and it's like, what do you want to eat or whatever. And we build this for my real job. Like that's what we do, like phone systems. So we build like IVR with like, Lex, voice to speech and all that. And I'm just thinking like, wow, Arby's, this is nuts. It worked. It worked a little bit. I mean,
That just seems mad lazy to me.
yeah, it is kind of just mad lazy. Yeah, it was just a weird I honestly, as a guy who's in that profession, building those types of technologies, I just felt like it was just so weird.
Yeah, you're saving a lot of money on that part-time employee that you could be paying. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
There's a
not where it's
hierarchy
at.
there, and I don't think they're applying that correctly. That's just me though. Whatever. I'm
Yeah,
patient.
yeah. What's funny is I get to the register and it's like some like high school girl, and she's like asking me, "Did you order this? Did you order this? Did you order this?" And I was just like, "No, no, yeah, I ordered that." So it was just funny. Um,
Now they got to work the kinks out there, buddy.
sorry, my dog's like always doing. Yeah, they gotta work out the kinks. I think I just completely spazzed, but my dog was like certain going under me for some reason. But yeah, dude, NFL draft. You got any opinions on that?
God, I
Quarterbacks?
just want Tyler Warren. I want Tyler Warren to fall to the Colts. If Tyler Warren is available and the Colts go up to pick and they pick anybody else, I don't I might drive to Indiana. I might drive to Indiana. Like that might be enough. And I might go wait outside the complex for Chris Ballard to walk in. And I just want to talk. I just want to talk to him
Yeah,
and say,
he's
what the hell are you? That is the most NFL ready prospect in this draft to me. And
yeah.
maybe I'm smoking, maybe I'm smoking some of that ganja. I don't
Well,
know. I don't partake, but
here's my thing. Like, why would he? What do we pick? 14th or something like that?
yeah, 14th, I want to say.
16th? Why would he? I finally figured it's thundering outside. My doesn't like thunder, so that's why he's like trying to
Yeah, I
get
can see
under
the
him.
lightning in the
Yeah,
background.
that's what it was. I was like, what the hell's going on? But yeah, why would he be there by then? Like he's projected to be there by then, but like why would he actually be there by then?
I think for me, you look at the teams who are drafting ahead of, I say us, like I'm part of the staff, but I'm not.
Yeah, you are part of the
So
staff.
I might as well be as I own a
I think you are. Yeah.
1% stock in the Colts. That's me. No, I don't actually do that, but I should. You look at the teams, ahead of Indy, and their needs, identify their needs. A lot of the big time needs are probably going to be taken off. I mean, and then on top of that, the teams that could potentially take a tight end already have a really good tight end and need to spend that capital somewhere else. So like,
Okay, like list 10 through us. Like list a few teams before us.
all right, so Titans pick one,
Yeah,
and then Browns,
right,
Giants,
right,
Patriots.
right.
Patriots kind of scare me because they could very easily take.
No, they're picking Hunter if he's there, cornerback, some receiver from Colorado. And if that he's not
See.
there, then I don't know what they'll do, to be honest with you. It depends on who gets picked.
Okay, but then Jaguars,
Jaguars are gonna pick probably. Oh God, who
they
are they
got to
gonna?
go defense. They have to go defensive tackle.
Yeah, I was gonna say D line, O line, or D line.
And I think if Abdul Carter's available at 5 and the Jaguars pass on him, like,
Oh, I think he's gonna. He might go two, man. I don't think the quarterbacks are gonna go one and two. I think he'll be the first player off the board, not a quarterback.
oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. I don't. Shooter Sanders just had a bad pro day.
Oh, horrendous.
Um,
Dion is still convinced that him and Hunter are going to go 1 and 2, though. We'll see what happens.
dude.
I mean, I still wouldn't put it past you. Pro days matter, but college tape matters a lot. He's got a lot of good highlights out there.
I part of me thinks like they're just. Part of me thinks they are literally like on purpose. Like the Sanders are on purpose having bad like workouts to fall in the draft.
Potentially. I mean, statistically, if you fall to a better team.
Yeah, so I honestly think there's some like I just there's some things I honestly weirdly think like they want to fall. He doesn't want his kid playing for the Browns. He probably would. I mean, Giants, they're fine franchise. I mean, they've had ups and downs, but I mean,
They need a quarterback bad.
they do need a quarterback bad. All right, I got one for you. I made a couple videos about this one. Jackson Dart is a Steelers quarterback and should be drafted by the Steelers.
At 21
Mm-hmm.
or a second round.
Doesn't matter. 21's fine. As long as you don't pick a quarterback in the top 10, then there's kind of like there's the pressure's off you. Like top 10 picks have a different type of pressure.
Have the Steelers signed a quarterback yet?
No, they haven't, and they should
So
draft.
their opening day quarterback is Kenny
No,
Pickett, right?
no, it's Mason Rudolph.
Or, yeah, Mason Rudolph, my bad.
Yeah,
Wrong backup.
they should pick Jackson Dart. He's just like Big Ben. Big Ben's obviously had a better arm. And Jackson Dart's arm's good, but it's not Big Ben's. Big Ben's when you watch his tape back, because I did, it's like he was impressive with the football. But they're both big. They both kind of play like a linebacker. So, and he also reminds me kind of like Terry Bradshaw. Obviously, Terry Bradshaw's a better player. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see what Jackson Dart does with his career, but I don't know. He just feels like a Pittsburgh kid, and he's a little cocky.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
kind
take
of
no for an answer. That's very Big Ben
yeah,
like.
yeah. He's kind of got this like I'm cooler than you vibe, which I'm not really about as a quarterback. I don't like that at all. But I think it kind of works in the Steelers. So yeah, I mean they're a defensive ran organization, and so I think a quarterback with a little bit of moxie, yeah, that's kind of what they need.
Do the Jets potentially take Tyler Warren?
What do they pick? What, the 11th or something?
Is it Tyler or Travis?
It's Tyler.
That's what I thought. I don't know
It,
what Travis
it's
popped in my mind.
it's
I think because we just talked about Travis Hunter, and now I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Jets
Uh,
picked seven after the Raiders. The Raiders definitely are not. The Raiders already have Brock Bowers. That dude's a perennial
who's
talent.
starting quarterback for the Jets this year?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh
like are
man,
they gonna pick? Is Sam Darnold signed yet? I don't think he is.
you're asking questions I don't have the answer to
You
right now.
usually know these
No, he is.
answers.
He is. Sam Darnold is
Oh,
signed.
Seahawks? Is that where he's at?
Yes,
Is that where he's
signed
at?
to the
Seahawks?
Seahawks.
Okay, yeah. So dude, who's gonna be the Jets quarterback? Wow.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up their active projected 53 and we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Justin Fields, maybe?
Oh yeah, it is Justin Fields. Yeah,
Okay, so they got Fields 40, 2 years, 40 million. Good for him. 20 million a year. Can't beat that.
I do remember that
Um,
now.
okay, so that's who they got. So yeah, they're shit. They might pick Tyler Warren then.
I hope not. That would suck for him.
I don't think there's many like elite O linemen in this draft,
There's not, and they really need to build that line too.
but I think there's only one kid who's projected in the top 10.
It's a very defensive heavy draft.
Yeah, it
If
is.
I
It is. And that's the thing too, Jake, that I've heard. I've heard like some people say, "Oh, like this is a bad draft." These are the drafts that make the difference between the good franchises and the bad franchises. Because if it's a bad draft, that means you have to be better, like percent wise this year than other years. And this are the years if you can pick up a couple starters, it's a huge difference down the road.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of really good rotational players towards like, those middle rounds where, sometimes teams just completely whiff on those. I think your pick percentage is going to be higher, of like hitting players that can actually like, rotate in and play, at the NFL level because we've seen it personally as Colts fans. You draft a player in like the third round, fourth round, and they just come up and do absolutely nothing. So
100%. Yeah, we've celebrated a couple second rounders who are B level players,
Paris Campbell, oh
but
man.
we've not really found late
No, he
rounders
was
that
a
are.
wasn't Paris Campbell a first round?
No, I don't think so.
I know Paris Campbell was either first or second. We took him
I
ahead
think
of
he was a
Terry
second
McLaurin,
round.
and I've literally just that hurts. That hurts to think about. Why'd I even say that?
Drink to that.
Bringing up old wounds
Yeah, and I just checked, like Ovi just scored. Yeah, and he almost got another one.
again.
Yeah, I know. So he's what? He's one away from Gretzky's record, two away from breaking it. Wayne Gretzky's in the building.
Oh man, where's the
Yeah.
game at right now? Is it Edmonton?
No, it's in Washington. I think it's in Washington against the Hawks, Blackhawks.
Oh man,
I know. So, and I think they're like celebrating like one of like I think the team that won a Stanley Cup. They're like celebrating that team. So he's got like a lot of people in the building. He's got some of his old teammates. He's got Wayne Gretzky himself. Like that's a lot of pressure, and for him to go out and score a goal, even get one, is pretty impressive. Yeah, he's one goal away right now. What time? What time is that? God, dude, the fact I gotta scroll all the way down to see hockey. Oh yeah, there's 13 minutes to go in the third period.
that's crazy.
Absolutely. Oh, that's great for hockey. I hope that's on ESPN. It's got to be on ESPN.
I'd imagine at the very least it's on ESPN Plus.
NHL Net, ESPN Plus. How's that game not on ESPN? Like ESPN, straight up ESPN. It should be. But regardless, I mean that's one of the cool, chases like that, home runs, goals, like any, points in basketball. It's just some cool stuff. Historic.
Yeah, I don't know. So like as a Yankees fan, I'm kind of biased, but I can see how it would be like really annoying when they were doing the judge home run chase and like every single judge at bat they were like flipping over to it. Like I can
You
see
know,
how that would be really annoying.
oh, I like that. I like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
I already had the game on, so it doesn't matter. It didn't
doesn't
bother me.
matter. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I like checking it out. I mean, I think the judge stuff's cool, but I think like a historic career milestone is way cooler.
Oh, for sure, no doubt.
But
Career milestones, that's the longevity part. That's where, you
yeah,
get your name made in longevity and then in the playoffs and
yeah.
what you do in the postseason, no matter what sport it is.
I heard LeBron who I don't like, and
And
Michael Jordan debate, and the guy was a big Jordan guy, and he goes, "You know what I like about Jordan is the fact that he knew he was the greatest. He did his thing, and he didn't need to play for 1,000 years. He was just like, I'm the greatest of all time. I won enough championships, two, three peats in a row, and I'm out." I know he
yep,
came back for the Wizards, but you get my point. Like he was not playing in '99, so. Yeah, and he's like LeBron has to stick around, try to be relevant for his whole career, stack up points. And LeBron's been still a very good player, don't get me wrong. But just I am not a LeBron fan in any direction, so I loved that point. And I feel like that's true. Like the greatest, you just hey, I'm the best and I'm out.
he never had to say it. LeBron feels the need to say it. So
He's
I
so
mean,
weird.
it's disheartening to watch. Like some of the flops that he has, like
Dude.
especially recently, the ones that have been like they've been like
Uh
shining the light on a couple of them recently. The one against the Warriors the other night was really bad. I mean, dude was down like he just got like a UFC style like kick in the abdomen, like a jujitsu specialist or something like that.
yeah, here's another thing too, is like when was the NBA at its best? The 90s. Who was the king of the 90s? Jordan.
Jordan.
When has the NBA been like at its worst in the last 30 years during LeBron's run?
Yeah.
Because it's softer, the players are not as intense, everyone's friends. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. I don't think it's blaming one person, but still. You know what we
Yeah.
haven't talked about? And listeners are, we've really just been shooting the shit. I mean, that's I think the beauty of Beers by the Ivy. Sometimes we have topics, sometimes we don't. We just roll. But we haven't even talked about college basketball. And that is because college basketball is, its sport itself is absolutely hurting. And it's honestly, a 2 week sport. It's not a sport that people, unless you're a diehard, IU basketball fan or something like that, that a normal fan tracks every single day.
That is a really big statement. We haven't talked about college basketball and it's March Madness. It's one of the most looked forward to tournaments of the year for like any sport, I would think. And I don't know, it doesn't have that same magic. Maybe because this year it's all one seeds playing against each other. Maybe maybe that's what made it a little bit different.
I mean,
I
I'll
think
tell
one of the
you,
games just went to final a little bit ago, actually.
um,
Yeah, South Carolina. Oh,
that's
hold on.
women's.
What sport is, oh, that might be women's.
Yeah, the
Why
games
is
are
that pop?
because if you look at if it's ESPN app always shows the women's and it to first and it's kind of annoying.
ESPN, man. See, so I had a bracket and my bracket got like destroyed. I literally
Uh-oh,
had I
dude.
had Duke winning it all. So like I have Duke alive still, but all
Yeah.
the other three teams I had toast.
I yeah, I've had a good bracket. I've been in the top five of my bracket pool the entire time, and it's like my company's bracket pool. There's like a lot of brackets in there. But I honestly haven't checked in. I haven't checked all week. Like I have no idea how I even did. I know I won the games uh last weekend. I think I have all the Final Four teams in. No, I don't have Houston. So yeah, I have three of the four. So I did pretty good. But at the same time, it's like, you know what it is the fact that like these kids are just, I don't know any of them. I don't have like a, connection because they're brand new people on a TV screen and they're gone the next year. So why do I care? So it's a 1 week entertainment where you have, Thursday games, all of them, and then you have the next round. That's my favorite college basketball time of the year is the first round and second round of the tournament.
Yeah.
Because I have my bracket and I'm trying to figure out it's fresh. I just did it and I'm like, who's right? Like, was I right? Who's actually good? And there's endless games. And even if there aren't blowouts or even upsets, or even if there are blowouts and not upsets, I still like watching it because there's just so many games on. It's just
So
kind of
many.
I like flipping around, just seeing who like was I right? Was I wrong? And then as the tournament goes on, like weirdly, the less I care.
Yep. I mean, we all did pools at work and it just fizzled out after like the second round for me, like you said. I know I work with some guys that are really really heavy into college basketball. They bet on it like all throughout the season, and for me, betting on college sports is just a no because I don't trust the kids. You know what I mean?
Oh hell
It's hard
no.
for me to put my faith, and that's college football is the same way because there's
Yeah.
a lot. a lot of teams that lose like plus 560 dogs, and it's like how can you even how can you even bet on this? Like that happens every week. There's always at least like three big upsets. So I'm not a fan of betting on college sports. I like watching them. I like buying in. I'm more of an NFL college football fan than I'm like a college basketball fan.
Hmm.
But I mean, you know what? I also kind of blame for this is my buy into the NBA. I don't have a buy into the NBA like I do with basketball. I just don't. I love the Pacers. I like what they're doing with the franchise and everything, but I couldn't tell you a single other than Cooper Flagg, who's like the universally projected number one pick.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think Alabama had a kid named like Shields or something like that,
Uh-huh.
who was just shooting the hell out of the ball. Other than those two, and I probably didn't even get the Bama kid's name right. Like
Dude,
I couldn't tell you a single other prospect. So
I mean, you're one of, you know sports people and like players better than I think anyone I know. Who was drafted number one in the NBA draft last year?
wasn't it Wemby? Wasn't it Victor Wembanyama?
No, I don't think so. Maybe,
It
I don't know.
wasn't that wasn't Wemby's rookie season was last year?
Oh yeah, it was. It was. Okay, but who was the year after that?
The year before that.
Yeah.
Uh I couldn't tell you. I have no
Yeah, see,
idea. I
that's the
only knew
thing.
Wemby because of how highly touted of a prospect he was.
Yeah, okay, that's actually a pretty easy one. But I still, yeah, I thought he was been in the league for 2 years, but you're right. It was his rookie year was last year, I
And
believe.
honestly, I only knew that because of like card collecting and everything, and like the
Yeah,
people were buying the boxes that had his rookie card in it, like for like double the market value of the box, just have a chance to pull his rookie card.
yeah.
So that's the only reason I even knew that.
Let's play devil's advocate though. Let's see if we can do it in the NFL. Let's see if we can do the last five NFL first round picks between me and you. All right. Last year was Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
All
that's
right, so that
easy.
was 2024. 2023. Who was the 2023 first overall pick? This game's kind of hard.
Yeah, this game is tough. Um,
I'm trying to think quarterback.
it was that was the year that Houston
It was
took Stroud
no,
and
it was Bryce Young.
yeah, Bryce
Bryce
Young.
Young, and we only don't remember that because he's not very good.
I mean, yeah, well, okay. I think he has promise, but in
I
terms of being
don't.
the number one pick, absolutely not. He
I
does
think
not have
he's
that
way
number
too.
one pick like flair, you know what I mean? And also like he's really small, so that's really
He's
hard for me to
so
buy into
small.
that.
I mean, he is so small,
He's smaller than me. Like I am bigger than him, and I'm not
dude.
even in the
Yeah,
league.
and I'm not trying to talk smack against him. Like I'm just
Definitely
physically
not.
not very big. Like I remember seeing the first time he was behind the center in the OTAs, and I was just like, oh my God, he's too small to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like once you
Just
see him
disappears
against,
behind the line.
yeah, 100%. So like I thought Baker Mayfield was a shaky number one pick. And I think both of them will have serviceable like I thought both of them would have serviceable careers, smart guys, like gonna work hard, that kind of vibe, like not idiot. But at the same time, I was like, dude, if you're gonna be number one pick, you got to be almost a freak show.
Yeah, for real.
It does. I mean, and like, you know, just you got to be so damn good. All right, so who? All right, so that's 2024, 2023. Yeah, this game's hard. So maybe the NBA pick wasn't. Maybe the NBA prompt wasn't that good. Oh, dude, the lightning's crazy right now. Wasn't that good of one. Are you looking it up?
Yeah. I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Oh, while he's
Oh,
doing
I love
that.
watching these. The first thing that popped up was this video that I've watched like like going back like redrafting like the 2014 draft and like
Oh yeah,
2015 draft. It's so
yeah.
funny. Like looking back, seeing like all the whiffs in the first round and then like the hits just out of nowhere. I had to look it up. Oh, 2023. So 2022 was Trayvon Walker. The Jaguars?
23. The Jaguars picked number one, and they didn't pick a quarterback because they had
2021 they picked Trevor Lawrence.
no, no, no. You're saying wait, they didn't pick number one in 2023, did they?
That's what this thing says.
Wow, look at this.
Hold
Oh
on,
no,
what happened in that
no.
2021 season? How'd they get the first pick?
Uh, Yeah, Trayvon Walker. I don't know. And the Aiden. Yeah, this is a weird year where this is the no quarterback year. This is the Kenny Pickett gets drafted 20th overall.
Oh God, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, that was like the most boring draft in the history of drafts. That draft is forgettable.
That that one, I think 2015 was another one. Yeah, 2015, first overall pick, Jameis Winston.
That's a
That
great
draft
draft.
is forgettable but that dude's a great personality.
Yeah, that's a great draft. What are you talking about? 2021. Yeah, there it is. So
Trevor Lawrence,
Was Joe Burrow
2020,
20
Joe,
was Joe Burrow
yeah,
2020?
2020 Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that was a pretty good draft.
Kyler Murray in 19. I forgot he was the number one overall pick.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. But freak show of a talent.
Absolutely.
2018. This is the funny one. Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, Sam Darnold, Denzel Ward.
Josh Rosen at 21,
Yeah,
right? To the Cardinals.
Josh Allen at 7. Quentin Nelson, Colts, 6th
Six.
overall.
Was six.
Yep, could have had Josh Allen, could have had Mika Fitzpatrick.
Well, at the time we had Andrew Luck.
Yeah, that's true. Well, did we? Wasn't he retiring?
No, we drafted Quentin
Oh, he
Nelson.
played 1 year. He played 1 year with
Andrew
them.
Luck came back. He had his comeback player of the year and then retired the season following.
Yeah, that's right. He played 1 year with Nelson. Yeah, do you see Luck is doing all the big stuff in Stanford? He's like the GM
He
of the
hired
Stan.
Frank Reich. Did you see
I
that?
could not believe that because Frank Wright is not a good coach.
He's not a good coach, but
He,
I'm
but
good for him, I guess.
he's not a good coach in the NFL. Like he just gets outclassed by NFL coaches every single game, and it's so upsetting. But maybe he'll be good in college because college coaches, the elite ones are great, but there's so many average ones.
I think as a person, I absolutely love Frank Reich, but as a coach, I got so tired of hearing the same vanilla response to every
Oh
question
God,
every
dude.
week.
Oh.
We got to be better, and it starts with me. I'm like, damn it. Tell me something different.
We gotta be better, and it
Tell
starts
me
with me.
Matt Ryan sucks. Please.
Oh my gosh.
We got to be better. Starts with me, starts at the top.
Yeah,
Damn
yeah.
it.
It's it does.
Like, come
Dude,
on.
yeah, yeah. I'm just not a big fan of a guy who like this is kind of bad to say, but I don't want to hear about like how good of people are in the locker room when you're losing games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is a sport of football. Like find great guys and win with great guys. Don't lose with good guys. Like
I'm a
that's
big I'm a big believer in accountability. Anybody that
well,
works, with me and for me will tell you like if I make a mistake, I own it. If
yeah,
somebody else makes a mistake, I want them to own it. And that's how we grow together as a team. That's how we function better. Because
100%.
my work right now is very team oriented. Like if I am nothing without my team,
Yeah.
and we're like if we don't have each other, then we can't like function properly. Uh, with that being said, I'd be very big on like, an NFL coach. And it is as out there as it may seem, because at the same time, like you have a guy like Shane Steichen, who I think he's like the same age. He's a little bit older than the median age of the Colts players, but he's not that much older.
Yeah.
He's calling out his peers essentially of like, hey, you messed up this play. Or like, yeah, you know what? A one play can't lose us the game, but this one really hurt when, Richardson threw that pick. Or like
Oh,
when
he's
Kylan
terrible.
Granson slips and falls against the Texans week one, and what would have been a walk-in touchdown turns into a pick going the other direction. Like that hurts.
I do not like Anthony Richardson, and I'm not rooting against him because I hope he has a great successful career. His accuracy to me, we always joke on this podcast that he threw a ball so bad that the refs had to call intentional grounding, and there was no one around him. He had a clean pocket. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, that is horrific, and it wasn't a wrong route. It was that he overthrew the guy that bad. He overthrew him and threw it behind him that bad, specifically. So yeah, and then I think Chris Bauer should have been fired. I cannot believe somebody on Twitter literally put the same like end of year speech up and from the year before And Chris Bauer would be like, same thing, like, it's on me. I got to build the team, blah, blah, blah. And people thought it was like the new one. And people were commenting. And then he was like, oh, by the way, this is last year's, but don't worry, it's going to be the same speech.
I mean, it essentially was. I will say with his speech, he was very forward and addressing the fact that he made errors and not spending a free agency. And I think he made an honest effort to, spend money in free agency, given it was a little bit suspect in some of the areas that he spent it in, Daniel Jones. But he goes out, big swing getting Charvarius Ward. I love that, pickup. And then we got the guy from Minnesota too. I'm blanking on his name right now, but that's safe. Cam Bynum, that's the one. Um, dude, two studs in the backfield, and our backfield was hurting. I mean, Jalen Jones should not be your cornerback one on any roster in the NFL right now, and he was our starting cornerback for like I think 12 weeks of the 17 weeks that we had this year. So we'll see what happens. I think that he can grow. He's a young player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not going to be lining up against your number one wideout on the other roster. You never want to see that matchup. That's a matchup nightmare 10 times out of 10.
All right, I got an update for you.
Oh Lord.
Ovechkin just tied Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record, most goals in an NHL career, 894.
With the hat trick?
Uh, I think it's 2 goals. I think it's 2 goals. But wow, that is unbelievable. That's just unbelievable because
No,
once
that's a
again,
hat trick tonight.
are you sure? No,
Yeah, that's three tonight.
no, no, no hats are on the no hats. Just it's 2. He had the chance of getting 3, but the Blackhawks player put it in his own net. So,
Oh,
yes, but what an unbelievable career once again for a kid coming from Russia, not speaking English, being number one pick overall, coming to America, of course, and living up to the hype as a all-time goal scorer is unbelievable, especially with a guy who never put together a Tom Brady-like diet. I cannot stress that enough. Has partied with the best of them for 20 plus years playing in the NHL. Incredible. Shout out
insane.
Alexander Ovechkin, and I'm a Penguins fan, and I've rooted against him, not against him, but like against the Caps. And yeah, really, really awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's something we might not see again for a very long time.
I don't
So
know if we'll ever see it again because, and he did it at a time where it was actually harder to score than Wayne's era. Wayne's era for, I mean, not to talk smack, but those goalies didn't have the same padding that they have now. Goalies fill up the space a lot more. So of course
yeah,
he's had a better hockey stick than Wayne had, but at the same time, I mean, so damn impressive. I mean, this is home run record stuff.
yeah, legit. This is all time most. We'll see what happens. Here's an interesting question. What do you think the next all time record to get broken is? And you can go any sport
Man,
because we saw Steph Curry most all time threes.
all-time threes. Yeah, but
And then,
that,
obviously Wayne Gretzky hits this one, all-time goals. He's gonna hit it. There's no way you can't tell me he gets shut out the rest of the season, doesn't score another, and then just retires.
yeah, oof. Yeah, I like the Steph Curry one makes sense because no one shot threes. So like somebody to break Steph's record would be pretty impressive. Like,
Absolutely.
so I think Steph's record is like the new record versus the old record that he broke from like Reggie Miller to Ray Allen was like, less impressive because those guys just didn't shoot as many threes.
Yeah,
Uh,
different era of basketball.
yeah. You know what record's almost always like every couple years is almost broken is the most rushing yards in a single NFL season.
That's gonna be close.
That one's
Do
probably
you
the one I'm gonna
so
say
if
is
they
like gonna
break
get
it with
broke.
the extended season, do you
That's how
throw
they're
an
gonna.
asterisk on there?
Uh, I don't know, but I think that's gonna get broken, and it's gonna be because of the extra game. Who's got
Yeah,
it right now? What's his name? He played for Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, he's openly said in interviews of which I've watched, he's like, I don't want it to be broken. He goes,
Yeah.
why would I want that record to be broken? I'm like, I love it. So honest.
Yeah, love that. I mean, Saquon was close to doing it in the 16 games. They sat him in like the last half of the 17, so he didn't even, get to break it anyways. But I think it can absolutely happen.
All right, I
I
got
think
one. Oh, sorry.
I think the receiving yards in a single season is going to be the next one. This is a very pass heavy league now. I could definitely see like, Justin Jefferson taking, you know, single season receiving yards.
Is that Jerry Rice?
Yeah. Oh, I think it is. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna list them off to you, and you let me know. All right, Usain Bolt's 9.58. Let's go in the next 15 years. How about that?
Yes.
Yes or no? You think someone's gonna beat that? That could be possible because guys are running pretty quick these days.
Yeah.
John Stockton's 15,806 career assists.
Yeah.
No.
Scoring is up exponentially.
N- Oh man, I I want to know. We'll have to look it up after. But how many? I don't even think anyone's close to that. But maybe I'm crazy. Simone
Tyrese
Biles.
Halliburton's gonna break it.
Oh, maybe I don't know. So he better get more serious about the sport of basketball.
He's
Uh, s-
averaging like 12 assists a night.
yeah, I know. But Stockton's like, dude. You ever seen Gary Payton talk about John Stockton?
Yeah.
You ever seen that where he's like, I call him Mr. Stockton? Oh gosh. All right. So I can't look at both these at the same time, but we'll just keep going. Simone Biles, 23 gold medals. Probably that's pretty good. Yo,
That's gonna be tough, dude.
yeah.
Is she returning for the next Olympics? Did I see that the other day?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That would be nuts. I think maybe. I don't know. That'd be crazy.
I mean,
Joey, Ch
gymnastics is one of those sports where you can do it if you could physically still do it.
I
And
know, but man, it's a lot of
she didn't show
G-force.
any signs of slowing down this past, dude. She was cooking.
I'm gonna look at all-time NBA. I gotta know, like, is anyone even active? Okay, so Chris Paul has, dude, Chris Paul is 2,000. He's over 3,000 under John Stockton. John Stockton. John
Yeah,
Stockton got,
but he had one of the most severe fall offs I've ever seen.
okay, but I'm just saying, like, nobody is even close. Guess how many assists Russell Westbrook has?
That's somewhere in the 12s.
No, he's 9,905.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Stockton's
That's kind
got
of surprising.
more than 5,000. LeBron's got 11,555. That's pretty good. Steve Nash, 10,335. Mark Jackson, how about that? Go Pacers. 10,334. Magic Johnson, 10,141. Isaiah Thomas, Oscar Robinson, Gary Payton, James Harden's 8,255. Rondo, 7,584. Yeah, so that's a tough record to break. All right, let's keep going in my list, though. I think this is a fun game. Barry Bonds, 73 home runs in a single season.
Oh, single season's tough.
You gotta have a great year, but didn't Judge almost what did he do?
62.
62.
Broke the American League record set by Roger Maris.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I
Um,
remember that. I remember being like those stupid ass Yankees aren't even celebrating the MLB record.
I don't know. I mean, if Judge is to break it, it would be a year like this year where he starts off hot.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this as a non-biased, Yankees fan. I'm only wearing a Judge jersey right now, no big fucking deal. All of Judge's seasons before this one, he has started off the month of like April into like mid to late May super cold. And I'm talking like to the point where people are like, "Oh, this dude's washed. Like he's
Ice
a,
cold.
one season wonder." And then all of a sudden he hits 10 home runs in a week and everybody's like, "Oh, he's the greatest hitter in the MLB." Like it's crazy. I think he's at 6 now on the season already. Um Hit another one earlier today against the Pirates and it was a freaking shot, dude. It was a shot. If he was to beat that one, it would be in a year like this year where he gets
Uh,
a hot start, and then he's got to stay hot through because the dog days of summer is what it's referred to. That June, July,
yeah.
early August swell where it's like 100 degrees when you're playing, and it's just beating down on you physically. If he could stay hot through that, at least sustain something, there's a possibility.
Dude, that's a lot.
But
73 home runs and Barry
that is a lot
Bonds.
of freaking home runs, dude.
Barry Bonds, steroids, but also incredible ability to hit the baseball. Just unbelievable.
Steroids aren't gonna teach that hand-eye
I know,
coordination.
I know,
That's
I know,
I
but
say that
just
every time.
I know. But all right, Cy Young, the person.
Absolutely not. None of the old pitching records are gonna get broken.
Okay, Bill Russell, 11 championships. That's not gonna get broken. Wilt
Probably
Chamberlain,
not.
100 points. That could be broken. People have gotten kind of close to that. Let's be real. A few people have gotten close to around the 100 mark. So
Yeah, I wouldn't put that very high on the list, but I put that up there as a possibility.
Tom Brady's career passing yards. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes,
Wayne Gretzky's goals. Or no, Wayne Gretzky's career points, never. 2,887 career points, 1,963 assists, 894 goals. So that's the funny thing about Gretzky is like Ovechkin just tied his record for goals, but Wayne has I would guess probably over 1,000 more assists, if not like more than that. Actually, it has to be. I bet Ovechkin only has 650 assists in his career. Wayne has 1,963.
that's insane.
Emmett Smith's career rushing record, I think that's probably here to stay. Um, Jerry
I mean,
Rice's
he was dominant, and he had a really good line to help him, but like, dude, he was dominant in his prime.
Jerry Rice's receiving yards career, that's probably here to stay. 22,895. It just seems like a lot of receivers flake out. They can't run like, 12 years of great numbers.
Well, it's hard too because guys are running so fast, and I mean, like, as messed up as it is, ankle
Nolan,
or ACL injuries, adding up, and
dude, Nolan Ryan's career strikeouts, 5,714. Wowzer. I don't think this record's ever been broken ever again. Cal Ripken Jr., 2,632 consecutive games played.
yeah, that's tough. There
That's,
was somebody who was close. I don't remember who it was, but then
that,
they had like a freak injury that took them out for a game.
yeah, like, that's a weird one because, like, first you have to be good enough that you play, all right, and then you have to be consistently enough to be able to play, which is kind of the same thing, kind of not. And then you have to get to a point where, like, the record's going and they're not going to pull you out no matter how bad you are, but you just, like, have
Yeah,
to physically be at the game. All right, so you can like you gotta like miss. There's no day off, and you can't get injured, and you can't go to your kid's music recital, and just anything like that.
none.
I mean, it's straight baseball, dude. All right, Pete Maravich's 42.2 career average in college, I believe. 44.2 career average, and then 44.5 single game season average at okay, hold on. Let me restate this. I apologize, everyone. 42.2 points in the NBA average for a season or for a career, and then 44.5 single season average at LSU.
Nah, I don't think it's ever gonna get broke.
All right. Ricky Henderson stolen bases. PC of the Cubs. He might break that. No, he won't, but I'm rooting
You're
for him.
smoking crack.
I'm rooting for him. He's so fast though.
He's fast, but nobody's gonna break that. I don't care if they fucking make the bases bigger. Shit, I don't care if they make the base pass smaller. Nobody's breaking that shit. Ricky did it in an era where it wasn't even cool to steal bases.
Dude, how about this one? Tiger Woods, 683 weeks as number one player in the world. I don't know if that's accurate, but this is what the stat says. That is,
That's insane.
wait, is that even possible? Is that like 10 years? Is that like, how many years is that?
That's wild.
That's no way that's right.
Where he was rated number one in the world at his
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah. Weeks, was Tiger Woods. Yeah, it is right. 683 weeks ranked number one in the sport of golf. Tiger Woods in a row.
Who was ranking him? Like, is there like a ranking board that decides like who's the
Yeah,
top?
there's yeah, like each week that changes though. So like a guy like Scheffler would be number one for like maybe a season, if not just like half a season, and then somebody else will win a major, and that changes based on tournaments. So number one in the world is a rather frequent change in the sport of golf, and for that to be the case is absolutely unbelievable. How about this? Chamberlain 55 rebounds in a game.
55 rebounds in a game.
Yes. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't see how anybody breaks that.
Yeah, he averaged 27 rebounds per game for a season.
I gotta look this up now. I gotta look.
That's a crazy one. Johnny Vander Meer, two consecutive no-hitters.
All right, here's a wild stat for you. So
All
back to
right.
the rebounds in a game.
Yeah, here we go.
Between April 3rd, 2015 and April 3rd, 2025, Yusuf Nurkic has grabbed the most rebounds in a game with 31 versus the Thunder. 31 is the most in the last 10 years.
55.
That is by Yusuf Nurkic. I don't even know where he's playing right now. I think he might be in Miami. I don't know.
Oh my
He was in Miami
gosh.
for a little bit.
That is unbelievable.
That's crazy.
How about the two no hitters in a row though?
I could see that being broken.
Did you know this one? Fernando Tatis, I know I butchered his name. Two grand slams in one inning.
I did know that one. Senior. Senior,
Yes. Oh,
right?
senior. Okay, yeah, it doesn't say, but yeah, I'm probably a senior. Joe DiMaggio hitting streak. I don't have more data on that. Uh,
56 games in a row with a
yeah.
hitting with a,
Yeah. You know what the
a hit.
crazy one is? Wayne Gretzky's got one. It's um 50 goals. How many games does it take you to get 50 goals? I think Wayne did it in like 39 games. I don't think that'll ever be broken again. That's
That's wild.
I mean you're essentially scoring like what is that 1.2 goals a game.
Goals a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get the real stat. I don't want to shoot him wrong. 30, yeah, I had it. 39 games, 50 goals. I don't think that's ever gonna get broken. That is an absolute wild stat.
That's crazy.
Trying to get a few more 'cause this is fun. Here we go. It's so funny. Everyone's calling out the rebounds. Rasheed Wallace, single season technical fouls. 38.
Was that the Malice at the Palace year?
No, those are the Blazers, I think. 2001, 2002.
Oh, I was thinking of Ben Wallace. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Emmett Smith's rushing yards, Jay Rice, Cy Young. Yeah, a lot of the websites just have the same old records. I like the random ones. You know, I like the no hitter twice. Like that's a good one. People are saying Steph Curry. I think that's, whatever. I kind of like the ones where you go on like Reddit and people just like have their opinions, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
People are saying a lot of Cal Ripkins. Oh yeah, here's the one. Yukon Huskies women's 11 111 game winning streak.
Probably never going to be broken.
That's a pretty good one. I mean, you got to have an absolute dynasty. But in women's basketball, that is the kind of you could get that in women's basketball.
Is that still going on?
No, no, that's over. Way
Oh,
over. But like think about it. Like if you had a like women's basketball is a kind of sport where you can have one dominant team forever. Like you're not gonna do that in like men's basketball. I don't know why. It's just
no,
not
that
gonna happen.
market is just the market's too big.
Yeah, it's just too much. Well, it's bad to say, but there's just too much talent. And UConn can just be an engine that takes people to the pros.
Yeah.
Wowzer, man. All right, you got anything else before we wrap up?
Nah, dude, I think that pretty much recaps what's been going on. We'll try and recap again here pretty soon, get a little NFL draft episode
I know,
going.
dude. That would be
And
great. Oh,
what's our dream draft, our dream picks and everything.
yeah.
And
We'll have to talk through it. Like act like we're the GMs. We'll do that.
sweet.
Do
Pick
absolutely.
some
Yeah.
pick some bum franchises like, I'll pick the Colts and
There you go. There you go. All right,
uh
guys. Thanks for checking out the episode. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, do it all. Thanks again for being here. Talk soon.
I was drinking bourbon, not wine, by the way. Get that record straight.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Since we don't have internet access, like we did, but we didn't, I was literally making my own immaculate grids and just like trying to fill them out like while I was on watch with some because like I made my watch team with like all the people that watch sports and like I was in there I'd be like Twins, Pirates, Yankees, Angels, and like just tried to see if I could like fill it out and like I was pulling some names out and the guys were like Who the fuck is that? Like, I pulled out Francisco Cervelli for like Yankees and Pirates, and
I
they were
don't know
like,
who that is.
"You're making up names now. There's no way." And I was like, "No, I'm telling you, he was a catcher. He's a switch hitter. Blah blah. He played for multiple teams, and like, they're like, you're smoking crack. There's no way." And like, sure as shit, Francisco Cervelli, baby, pulling names out of my fucking out of my ass.
Dude, you love
But
that game.
I fucking love that game, dude. I do those every day. I do those every fucking day.
I love that, dude.
I will start a whole channel of me just doing immaculate grids and pulling fucking random names out.
That would actually be probably what you could do. You could just film you doing that every day and not even edit it. Like hit it on your computer. Once it's done, end it. It'll download, put it right into YouTube.
I just spit them out. I'm like, Larry Dorbin. Names people just think are fake. Phil Newhouser.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Just like Satchel Paige. Like, that's not a real person. Yes, it is,
Uh,
motherfucker. Yes, it is.
yeah. So it's like they have to play for both teams, right?
Yeah, yeah. If it's so sometimes it'll be like teams, and then other times it'll be like
Stats.
played for this and then won a Golden Glove. Played for
Oh,
this, won a Silver Slugger,
okay.
and
Yeah.
like you got to do like get a pick, pick the player that did both. And
Gotcha.
I, dude, I like sports, man. What can I say?